At the beginning of the story, we see Casa del Toro in Spain, a place where bulls are trained for bullfighting. There, we see a few little calves play fighting with each other. Among them is Valiente, the toughest of the bunch. He dreams of becoming a strong and fearless bull just like his father, but then we meet a black-colored calf named Ferdinand, sweet, gentle, and nothing like the others. While everyone else loves to fight, Ferdinand loves flowers. He enjoys their scent, their beauty, and that's what makes him different. Just then, a loud sound echoes. The winter truck drives in. Valiente's eyes light up. Ferdinand asks curiously, "What's that truck doing here?" Valiente proudly replies, "That's the winter truck. The matador's here to pick a bull for the fight today. He'll definitely choose my father, and one day when I'm big and fierce, he'll choose me too." Another calf, Guapo, jumps in. "No way, he'll pick me." Valiente smirks. You're scared of your own shadow, Guapo." Then Bones, the skinny and fast one, says, No, he'll pick me. I'm the quickest bull around. I'll beat the matador and be the champion." Valiente snorts angrily and knocks Bones down. Ferdinand rushes to help him up, but instead of thanking him, Bones snaps, "Stay out of it, you weakling." Valiente laughs and starts crushing Ferdinand's flower. Ferdinand steps forward bravely. "You can hurt me if you want, but please, don't hurt the flower." Just then, the grown bulls walk into the arena. Valiente's father and Ferdinand's father, Raff. The matador watches closely, deciding who will enter the ring. A fierce battle begins between the two bulls. Both are strong and brave, but Raff, Ferdinand's father, wins the fight. The matador points to him. Raff has been chosen. That evening, Raff meets Ferdinand and says gently, "The matador chose me, son. Every bull dreams of going into the ring and coming out a winner. Don't be sad. I'll be back soon." Ferdinand looks down and whispers, "But Dad, I don't dream of fighting. I don't like it." Raff smiles. "Someday, when you're older, your dreams will change. You'll be stronger than me, and when you enter that ring, you'll be the champion." Ferdinand shakes his head. "I don't want any of this." Raff sighs. "In our world, son, bulls don't get to choose. We fight." Suddenly, the winter truck's horn honks. Raff nods. "It's time for me to go. When I return, I'll teach you all my secrets." Ferdinand watches his father leave, his heart heavy. Days pass. Every morning, Ferdinand waits for Raff to return. Then one day, he hears the familiar horn of the winter truck. Excited, he runs to greet his dad, but Raff never comes back. Ferdinand realizes the truth. He lowers his head, eyes full of tears. Valiente's father sneers, "Raff was weak. That's why he's gone." Those words break Ferdinand's heart. He can't stay there anymore. Late at night, he makes a run for it. Workers chase after him, but Ferdinand jumps onto a moving train and escapes. The train stops deep in the countryside. It's raining hard, cold, lost, and scared. Ferdinand stumbles through the forest until he hears a dog barking. He slips into a ditch and faints. In the morning, Ferdinand opens his eyes and sees a little girl, Nina, Juan's daughter. Startled, he steps back, but Nina smiles softly and says, "Hey, it's okay. I'll take care of you." She hands him a flower. "From now on, this is your home." Outside, Ferdinand sees the garden, filled with beautiful flowers. His eyes sparkle. From that day, Ferdinand and Nina become inseparable. They eat together, play together, even nap side by side. Time flies. Ferdinand grows big, huge in fact. But inside, he's still the same gentle soul. He and Nina sing, dance, and have the best time together. One morning, Ferdinand wakes up extra happy. It's the day of the flower festival. Every year, Nina takes him with her, but this time, Juan stops her. "He's not a little calf anymore. People outside won't understand him." Nina pleads, "But he's so good, Dad." Juan sighs. "The world won't see his goodness, Nina. They'll only see his size." Sadly, Nina agrees for his own safety. She hugs Ferdinand. "I'm sorry, buddy. I'll bring you the prettiest bouquet, okay?" Then she leaves with her dog, Paco. Ferdinand sits under a tree, feeling lonely. After a moment, he smiles faintly and says, "Nina might need me," so he decides to go to the festival on his own. At the festival, people dance, laugh, and celebrate. Suddenly, Nina spots Ferdinand in the crowd. "Ferdinand, what are you doing here?" Before she can reach him, Ferdinand trips into some clothes. He can't see anything. He stumbles right onto a bee, which stings him. In pain, Ferdinand goes wild, running, crashing into stalls, scattering flowers everywhere. People scream and panic. "Mad bull, call animal control." Within moments, a team arrives, tranquilizes him, and loads him into a truck. Nina runs after it, crying, "Ferdinand!" But it's too late. The truck drives away. When Ferdinand wakes up, he's back where it all began, Casa del Toro. He can't believe it. He tries breaking the cage, but it's no use. Then, a goat named Lupe enters, the calming coach for bulls. She grins. "Hey there, big guy. I'm Lupe, your new coach. Let's make you a fighting machine." Ferdinand groans. "I don't want to fight." Lupe tries everything to cheer him up, but nothing works. Finally, she introduces him to the other bulls. Everyone gasps. Ferdinand has grown massive. Then, a familiar voice sneers, "It's Valiente. Didn't think you'd ever come back." Ferdinand replies quietly, "Neither did I." Valiente smirks. "So that's it, huh? You bulked up and came back for revenge?" Ferdinand shakes his head. "No. I just want to go home. Valiente laughs. Good, because when we fight in the ring, I'll make you wish you'd stayed gone. Then he storms off. Later, Lupe gives Ferdinand a small toy, a flower that plays a tune. For you, big fella, might help you sleep. That night, Ferdinand lies awake, thinking of Nina. Suddenly, he hears tiny voices. 3 hedgehogs sneak in to steal food. Startled, they freeze. Please don't eat us. Ferdinand smiles kindly. Relax, I don't hurt anyone. They grin in relief and introduce themselves. We're una, dos, and cuatro. Ferdinand laughs and helps them gather food. And from here, his gentle heart will soon change everyone's life at Casa del Toro forever. Early in the morning, Ferdinand wakes up and quietly tries to escape. But everywhere he turns, there are electric fences blocking his way. Just then, we see a sleek red car pulling up to Casa del Toro. Out steps El Primero, the most famous and skilled bullfighter in all of Spain. He looks around confidently and says to Moreno, I'm here to choose the best bull, the one who'll fight me in the final match. Moreno nods eagerly and replies, Of course, Senor Primero. Let's see what my bulls can do. Soon, all the bulls are gathered inside the training ring. The gate opens, and the chaos begins. Every bull charges and fights fiercely, except one, Ferdinand. He stands still, calm and peaceful, refusing to hurt anyone. Meanwhile, Valiente and Guapo lock horns, fighting hard. Valiente smirks and says, Hey, Guapo, look at him, the El Primero. Guapo turns his head, and the moment he sees the matador's cold, sharp eyes, he freezes. Then thud, he faints right there in the ring. Ferdinand rushes over to help Guapo, but in the confusion, all the other bulls crash into him and fall. Dust flies everywhere. The whole thing turns into a mess. El Primero frowns and mutters angrily, A true bull needs strength and grace. These bulls have neither. Moreno panics and says, Please, give them one more chance. El Primero shakes his head. My final fight is in 2 days. I need a champion, not a disaster. Later, the workers load poor Guapo onto a truck headed for the slaughterhouse. Guapo smiles proudly, not realizing the truth. He picked me. I knew I was the best. Ferdinand watches, heartbroken. He turns to Valiente and says, This is your fault. Valiente snorts. You've been gone too long, flower boy. Things have changed here. Now it's simple. You're either special or meat. And with that, he walks away. Ferdinand lowers his head, missing Nina more than ever. Far away, Nina also misses him deeply. That night, Ferdinand hears quiet sobs. It's Bones. Guapo was my best friend, Bones says sadly. I told him not to be afraid, but he never could control his fear, and now he's gone. If we don't want to end up like him, we'll have to fight. The next morning, all the bulls are training hard, except Ferdinand. Then Angus, the shaggy bull with long hair over his eyes, leans in and whispers, Hey, between you and me, I can't see a thing. That's why I'll never win. Ferdinand smiles and gently lifts Angus's hair with his tongue. Angus blinks, and suddenly he can see everything. His eyes widen with joy. Whoa, it's beautiful. Thank you, big guy. He looks around, admiring the bright world he'd never truly seen before. Just then, Lupe, the coaching goat, walks in. She sighs. Ferdinand, stop helping everyone else. You gotta focus on your training. Think of bullfighting like a dance. Before Ferdinand can answer, laughter erupts nearby. A group of show horses from the next arena are mocking the bulls. Dance? Do you even know what rhythm is? One of them teases. Ferdinand narrows his eyes. Moments later, boom! A dance battle begins. Bulls versus horses. Music plays, hooves stomp, dust flies, and by the end, the bulls win. They cheer, tails wagging, proud and full of energy. Ferdinand smiles. If we can beat them, we can definitely escape this place. But the others shake their heads. No one ever gets out, Ferdinand. People out there, they're not kind. Still, Ferdinand convinces Lupe to join him. She hesitates. The whole ranch is surrounded by electric fences. There's no way out. Ferdinand thinks for a moment, and then his eyes light up. Maybe not alone, but what if we had help? He finds the 3 little hedgehogs, Una, Dos, and Cuatro, and asks for their help. At first, they refuse. No way, we're not getting zapped for you, big guy. Then Ferdinand hands them his toy, the little dancing flower that plays music. Their eyes widen. Okay, deal. Together, they hatch a plan. They'll sneak through the house, move quietly past the workers, and slip out through the back gate. As they sneak through the hallways, Ferdinand freezes. There, on the wall, he sees a horrifying sight. Rows of bull horns, polished and mounted like trophies, his father's horns among them. He finally understands. No bull ever returns from the ring. He turns to Lupe, his voice breaking. We have to go back. I can't let my friends end up on that wall. They rush back to the pen. Ferdinand gathers all the bulls and shows them the truth. No one beats the matador, he says. No one comes back alive. If we stay, we die. But if we leave, we live. For the first time, the others truly listen. They nod, ready to follow him, but not Valiente. He steps forward, eyes burning. I'm not going anywhere. You're not my leader. He charges, and the 2 bulls collide with a thunderous roar. Dust swirls as Ferdinand and Valiente face off, one fighting for pride and the other for freedom. Ferdinand didn't want to fight, but Valiente wouldn't back down. He charged at him, forcing the fight to begin. As they clashed, Crack! Valiente's horn broke right off. El Primero watched the whole thing from the stands. He smirked slightly and said, "That's the one. I'll fight him tomorrow." And just like that, Ferdinand was chosen for the big fight, while Valiente was sent to the slaughterhouse. Ferdinand felt awful for him. He couldn't let Valiente die, so he gathered his friends and made a plan to rescue him. Machina, the mechanical bull, broke through the electric fences. Meanwhile, the others trapped the 3 arrogant horses inside a stall so they couldn't stop them. Then Ferdinand ran toward the slaughterhouse. Inside, he found Valiente standing alone, broken. "Come on," Ferdinand said gently. "Let's get out of here." But Valiente shook his head, eyes down. "I'm useless now. My horn is broken. I'm not worth saving." Ferdinand looked at him firmly and said, "You don't need horns to matter. Come with us. Out there, no one gives orders. You'll be free to do whatever you want." Just then, a faint voice echoed through the room. "Ferdinand, over here." It was Guapo. He was still alive. Ferdinand's eyes widened. He ran toward him, but suddenly the cutting machine came to life. The spinning blades roared closer and closer. Ferdinand tried to stop it, but it was too strong. At the last second, Valiente charged in and jammed a metal rod into the gears. The machine screeched to a stop. The 3 of them, Ferdinand, Valiente, and Guapo, ran for their lives, bursting through the exit. They crashed straight into a truck outside. Moments later, the rest of Ferdinand's friends arrived, overjoyed to see Guapo alive. But all the noise woke up the entire ranch. "Time to move!" Ferdinand shouted. He helped everyone climb onto a truck. And then, the hedgehogs, Una, Dos, and Cuatro, took the driver's seat. The little trio yelled, "Hold on tight!" The truck zoomed forward, bumping and skidding across the road. Moreno's men jumped into their own vehicles and gave chase. It turned into a wild, chaotic chase. Hedgehogs swerving, bulls holding on for dear life. At one point, they even rammed Moreno's car, sending it spinning off the road. But soon, traffic ahead brought them to a stop. Moreno's men caught up. Ferdinand and his friends leapt out and ran across the busy streets, dodging cars, horns blaring everywhere. They raced through the city, leaving a trail of chaos behind. Finally, they reached the train station. "Everyone, get on board!" Ferdinand yelled. He helped each of his friends climb onto the train, but just as he was about to jump in himself, Moreno's men grabbed him. Back home, Juan was watching the news on TV. A reporter said, "Earlier today, several bulls escaped from Casa del Toro. The most dangerous one has been captured and will fight El Primero in the ring tonight." Juan's eyes widened. "Ferdinand!" Without hesitation, he and Nina rushed to the city to save their friend. Meanwhile, Ferdinand was taken into the Grand Arena, the biggest bull ring in Spain. The crowd roared as El Primero entered in his shining suit of gold. The gates opened, and Ferdinand stepped into the ring. He stood tall, calm, silent. El Primero waved his red cape, taunting him. "Come on, beast! Show me your power!" But Ferdinand didn't move. He didn't want to fight. The matador grew angry. His men poked Ferdinand with sharp spears, trying to make him charge. Ferdinand flinched and ran in circles, trying to avoid them, until the red cape got tangled in his horn. El Primero reached to grab it, and Ferdinand, without meaning to, tossed him high into the air. The crowd gasped, then burst into laughter and cheers. The fight turned wild and unpredictable, yet Ferdinand never attacked. In the stands, Juan and Nina arrived, searching desperately. El Primero, humiliated, grew furious. He lunged again and again, but Ferdinand dodged every single move. Then the matador struck Ferdinand's leg with his sword, drawing blood. Ferdinand roared, his eyes filled with pain and anger. He lifted El Primero high above his head, ready to strike, but then he saw a flower lying on the ground, a simple red flower, just like the ones Nina used to give him. His expression softened. He remembered home. He remembered peace. He gently set El Primero back on the ground and sat down. The crowd went silent. Ferdinand lowered his head, calm and still, showing the world that strength isn't about violence. El Primero grabbed his sword again, ready to strike, but the people in the stands began to shout, "Don't do it! Don't hurt him! Let him live!" The chant grew louder and louder, until the entire arena was filled with voices calling for mercy. El Primero froze, then slowly dropped his sword. The crowd erupted into applause. Juan and Nina ran into the ring. When Ferdinand saw them, his eyes filled with tears. They rushed toward each other, and finally, they embraced. The audience cheered and threw flowers from the stands, covering Ferdinand in petals. Moments later, Ferdinand's friends came running into the arena. They were all safe and overjoyed. Even Moreno smiled as he watched them reunite. He decided to let them all go and took them back to Nina's farm, where they truly belonged. There, surrounded by love, peace, and flowers, Ferdinand finally found the life he'd always dreamed of, a life where even the biggest bull could have the gentlest heart. And that is the story of Ferdinand, the gentle giant who proved that true strength doesn't come from fighting, but from staying kind, no matter what. He showed the world that being different isn't a weakness, it's what makes you special. So, if you believe in kindness, courage, and following your own heart, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because more stories like this one are waiting just for you. Stay strong, stay kind, and never stop blooming, just like Ferdinand.